just saying on my screen, preparing to live stream the meeting. So it's just setting it up. There's just like a progress bar, so it shouldn't be.
Over here, it says meeting is now streaming.
Just saying on my screen, preparing to live stream the meeting. So it's just setting it up. There's just like a progress bar, so it shouldn't be.
Over here, it says meeting is now streaming.
Just saying on my screen, preparing to live stream the meeting. So it's just setting it up. There's just like a progress bar, so it shouldn't be.
Over here, it says meeting is now streaming.
Just saying on my screen, preparing to live stream the meeting. So it's just setting it up. There's just like a progress bar. Do we come off Zoom? I can hear a delay. On my screen, preparing to live stream the meeting. So it's just setting it up. There's just like a progress bar. Do we come off Zoom? I can hear a delay. On my screen, preparing to live stream the meeting. Jan, shall we come off Zoom potentially, or stick with this and hope that it's working? Jan, shall we come off Zoom potentially, or stick with this and hope that it's working? Jan, shall we come off
Hello.
Zoom potentially, or stick with this and hope that it's working? Shall we come off
Hello.
Zoom potentially, stick with that it's working? Hi, Uday. Thank you for telling us that you're also having issues with audio. That's really helpful. Hi, Uday. Thank you for telling us that you're also having issues with audio. That's really helpful. And Gian, I think you're muted. Hi, Uday. Thank you for telling us that you're also having issues.
Echo, Anika.
I can hear an echo, yes. Do you think it's me? You're muted.
For me, I hear a lot of echo. Just keep repeating our conversation. Echo, Anika.
I can too.
Maybe you could. Do you have YouTube on as well? Maybe you can turn off your YouTube.
Shall I turn off YouTube?
Yeah, I think. I mean, if you have a browser that has YouTube that is playing, mute it, because it sounds like it is a.
Oh, fine. Okay, I've just turned off YouTube, but then I might need you, Gian, to read out students' comments.
Oh, okay.
Because is that better? That feels like it's a bit better now.
Yeah, it feels like it feels like a little bit better. I'm just trying to see. Okay.
Just please bear with us, everyone. It's our first YouTube live using Zoom. So give us a couple of minutes, but we will be answering your questions in hopefully a couple of minutes.
Yeah, and in the meantime, if you have any question, you can start typing into the live chat so that we can read them. So because we don't have that many people yet, I could see like we have about 5 people, but at the moment. So if you have any question, click typing in, or first of all, just tell us where you're from. You know, are you in the UK? Where are you in the UK? If you are in the UK, let us know.
exactly, you know, maybe what university you're studying at, you know, whether you started applying to jobs, what your biggest worries are or questions are. This is kind of your time to share those with us. But yeah, so Gian, are you still able to see YouTube and the chat roll? Because I can't at all now.
Not yet. I am trying to bring it up now on another screen. So if I look this way, it's because I have another screen that I'm
fine.
looking
if
at.
If that works, then that's good. That's good enough.
So great. So we see that we have few people on the live chat. So can everyone hear us? Yes, I can see. Can you hear the echo?
No, I can't at all anymore because I've turned off YouTube.
Okay, that is really strange because I could hear both noises. Okay.
I think it's because there's a delay on Zoom.
Yeah, so, it's okay. I think we can get.
Maybe I could.
What I could do, I could see the chat now, so I could, you know, I could respond to the chat. I can read the questions for you. Then we can answer the questions together.
Be great.
Right? Great. Okay. Jay says no echo. It's all clear. Excellent. We have Tolu Williams. We have Dinesh. Welcome
Hi,
to
Dinesh.
our. Hi. Hello. So can everyone just type into the chat just to let us know where you're from? Where, you know, are you currently in the UK or are you somewhere else in the world looking to come to study in the UK, or you're currently on the break still, or because of COVID, you know, anything. Just let us know where you're from. And
also, let's kind of introduce ourselves as well.
Yes,
Jan.
yes.
In case some of you haven't met us before or seen any of our other videos and maybe don't know, you know, where we're from and what we do. So a quick intro. So my name is Annika Awasti and I am the founder of Grad Careers Coach, and we are a careers consultancy that supports international students to secure graduate jobs in the UK. So it's usually students who are on a Tier 4 visa wanting to switch to the Tier 2. We focus on specific industries because these industries tend to sponsor the most international students, and they are professional services, investment banking, engineering, and technology. And we've been supporting students like you for nearly 5 years. Lots has changed in that time, but this year is definitely pretty unique, and we're going to be talking about COVID-19 and the impact of that for you as well. And Gian, a quick intro.
Yes, so I'm Gian. I am the student career consultant at Grad Careers Coach. So some of you, if we might have spoken before, if you've done any inquiries and you would like to find out more about how we can help you, I'm usually the person and also other colleagues as well to, really helping you, answering any questions that you have and helping you to figure out kind of what sort of help do you need and answering any questions you have. And if you need our coaching, then I will help you to arrange to find the right suitable coaching program for you, suitable coaches for you, so that you will be able to start getting some really professional guidance and will be able to get on to applying for your Tier 2 job, so that you will have a much higher chance of being successful. And we have helped hundreds of students done just that.
Yeah, perfect. Thank you. And I don't know if we've got any questions coming up yet. Oh, I can just see your chat. Oh, perfect. Thank you, Jan.
Yes.
So a question from Uday. I will be starting my master's in data science from February 2021. Congratulations on securing your place. I'm in India right now. I don't have any work experience. How do I plan to get a job quickly? Okay, there's quite a few different things there. Firstly, one of the great things about starting your master's in February is that you're going to be eligible for the 2-year graduate route visa. So that's going to give you a lot more flexibility, and I think that's quite important to know, and I'm sure you're well aware of that. You don't have any work experience. It is really important to have work experience, and it doesn't have to be a year's placement at a company or, you know, a super relevant internship at a large corporate. Those would be great, of course, but you know, it is hard now with COVID-19 to secure those type of experiences. But if you don't have any, you really need to be thinking about, between now and then, what am I going to do in order to fill that gap in my CV? And there are lots of ways that you can do that. Lots of companies are offering virtual internships, short, flexible experiences. You can, you know, be just very, very proactive, use your network. Experience in India, obviously you're still there. Volunteering experience as well will help you if you have, you know, 0 on your CV at the moment. I mean, I would say so many different things, Jan, isn't there, for students? But please know that in the UK, employers will look at your work experience section. They'll be really interested to know what you've done. You know, it doesn't always have to be a professional internship. All different kinds of work experiences are valid and important, but not having any, I think, will cause you a slight disadvantage, okay? But you do have time to amend that, and you've also got the whole of next year during your master's course to gain experience as well. So it's not too late. And then kind of your final question, which I think is a separate one: how do I plan to get a job quickly? So to get a job quickly, I mean, there is no fast route, I think, to securing a job in the UK. You have to follow the application process, you know, that everybody has to do. And usually it's submitting a CV, a cover letter, or filling out an application form. Then you might progress to your interview stage. If it's a grad scheme, you might have an assessment centre and another interview. But the whole process, it does take time, okay? If you want to get a job offer quickly into your master's, apply early, okay? Do the research, understand what industries are hiring international students, what jobs are available, and just make sure that you're really prepared in advance. Don't leave it too late. That is the biggest mistake internationals make, so please don't do that.
Yeah.
I know I've said quite a lot there. Is there anything you wanted to add, Gian?
No, I think the key thing is, especially students like yourself, like a lot of you, if you are, for students that is just started your master's, or you are just about to come to the UK to study, or master or bachelor, or just about to come to the UK like February next year, timing is really key, because the advantage that you really have is the timing. So the earlier you start preparing, the earlier you start looking into how to secure a job, understanding the process, understanding that, you know, the opportunities that you have, because at the moment time is on your side, and the moment, you know, the later you wait, and it's going to be harder for you. I would really suggest you, you know, we talked about work experience earlier. I would really suggest you to look at the video that we uploaded last Friday with Rianne, talking about potential, she talks about recruitment. Rianne is a graduate recruiter, and she talks about how this COVID and Brexit has changed graduate recruitment process, and how they educate the assessor, what kind of skills, what kind of things that they're looking at. So, you know, I would really recommend you look at those videos that we uploaded on our channel, because that will give you some tips about, you know, having a work experience, then would help you, because it's about the potential, it's about, you know, transferable skills that you have. So it's really key to understand what are the transferable skills that you can bring on board.
I mean, we could probably do a whole separate session on transferable skills and how important that is and why it's important. Right. But I'm also keen to make sure we answer your questions, and quite a lot have come through.
That's
so
right.
Thank you, and keep them coming.
Keep them coming, yes, keep them coming.
Okay, so a question from Detox King. I'm from India, now in Leeds, studying a master's at Huddersfield. Mechanical engineering, planning to get a job in renewables, in the renewable sector. Annika, you said you need international students. I mean, we work with internationals, yes. What type of sectors you need? I guess you're saying what type of sectors hire international students in the UK? And is there any scope for mechanical engineering students in those sectors? Great question. Yes. So the kind of sectors that I covered at the very beginning in the introduction are the industries that hire the most. They have the most opportunities, and I guess they're more willing and able to sponsor your visa. These industries comprise of large corporate global firms. They're international by their nature, so for them to take on an international student isn't an obstacle. And for mechanical engineering students, then clearly engineering, obviously, as a sector, you know, there's a lot of tier 2 opportunities within this sector as well. Breaking down your skills, you may also discover that there are other kind of jobs that you'd be suitable for as well, outside of this specialism. Okay, so it's kind of really creating a list of your skills and your strengths and seeing how can they be transferred to the job market and, you know, across industries. Because unlike some other countries, I think in the UK, you don't just have to apply to jobs that are specific to your field. Your job opportunities are much broader, okay, because it's all about those skills that we were talking about. I hope that's helpful. Yeah. Again, kind of keen to move on. We've got quite a lot of questions, which is
just one sec. Annika, can I add something?
Yes, of course.
For Detox King, one thing that is really true that you need to keep your mind open on not just in the specific field if you want to get a sponsorship. However, having said that, it's so important to have a strategy. It's not about applying to any jobs. Another biggest mistake that international students made is to apply to any job without a strategy. Mm-hmm. So we very often have students come to us, and when they want us to help them, sometimes we will not be able to help them. It's because they have exhausted all the opportunity. They have already applied to all the jobs without strategy. You know, some students come to us, apply to hundreds of jobs. So the downside is in the UK, a lot of companies, they have this 6 months or 12 months rules that once you get rejection, they will not look at your application again within the next 6 to 12 months.
Yeah.
So it means that you will miss out on the entire cycle of the recruitment. So it's really important. Be open-minded, but also have a strategy at the same time. That is very, very important.
Completely. And Jan's right. These opportunities that are available that come with sponsorship, you don't want to waste them, you know, by making an application and rushing through it, or simply not really understanding what the employer is looking for. And if you skip that important step, what will happen, and unfortunately it happens a lot, and we see this a lot, is students coming to us saying they've applied for 50, 60 plus jobs and they keep getting rejected. And I think it's easy to say, oh, I think it's because I'm an international student, but often it's not the case. If a company can sponsor you, they will, but you have to prove that you're the right candidate for the role. And you have to understand what they're looking for. Okay, it's a good question though. So yeah. So we have some students introducing themselves. I think I'm probably on delay here, but I'll still say hello to Suman and Tolu Williams as well. So we've got students from India, from Nigeria, which is great. A question from Waka, which is one of our most commonly asked questions. So Waka has said, I have completed a master's in management information systems from Coventry. I also have 4 years experience in IT. What are my chances? What are my chances of securing a job in the UK? Gian, do you want to start? And I will, it's such a common question that we get asked.
That's right. So in terms of your chances of securing a job, it doesn't come from just one factor, because at the moment we don't really have a lot of information about you. We know that you study management information system. We know that you have some work experience. So I think your chances really varied. It depends on what kind of role that you're looking into as well, what kind of jobs you're looking into. That also decide, kind of like if you want to work in information tech system, technology related, of course, there are still you have experience in IT. Those are very helpful. Those will be, you will increase chances. However, the chances is not about the availability of the jobs. It's not just that. There's only one factor. There's also a lot of other things. For example, how's your CV look like? Giving us a 4 years experience doesn't really tell us a lot. We can't really give a lot of advice on that. And also depends on what kind of jobs you're looking for. Are you looking for a graduate position, which we specialize in, or you're looking for something more senior? Of course, with work experience, anything less than 3 years, you have a higher chance of securing a graduate position. Then you have a lot of work experience. Correct me if I'm wrong here, Anika, but no, that's not.
Yeah, it is. I think there's a bit of a balance to be had, and it's great that you have so much work experience, but some UK employers, for their graduate roles and their graduate schemes, for example, they want to hire fresh graduates who maybe have some internships, work experience from their vacations, but nothing more than that, because really they want to hire candidates who have the potential to do well, who they can train to do the job that they want them to do. So exactly, we're not sure, what kind of jobs that you're interested in or you're applying to. That can make a big difference. Mindset as well. I think that is important, because we've helped so many different kinds of students, and not all of them have been the most academic or have had the most kind of impressive work experiences. So we've had a real mix of students that we've worked with, and one thing that connects all of them, all of the ones who have been successful in securing a job in the UK, have just had the right mindset. They've understood that there is a gap between kind of what they're doing and what they need to do. And they've really dedicated time and effort to figuring out what they need to do, taking on feedback, putting that into action, and just really putting in place the right strategy. And also that having the right mindset and having the right commitment means that you still keep going, even though it is a challenging process. It's not a quick fix to securing a job. It does take time, it does take effort, and you have to continually learn and improve. But I guess the students who show that commitment are the ones who succeed in the end. They don't give up, and I think that is quite important. So it's not a simple answer, and it really depends. Every student is is so individual. Okay, we actually do have an online assessment that you can do, and it's called "What are my chances of securing a job in the UK?" I think there's a link in the description of this YouTube live, Jan, I think.
Yeah, we can add it. We can add it later. Yeah, we can add it later if there isn't one. So you can come back.
Pre-assessment, yeah, you could just get an idea of where you are, maybe some areas that you need to be thinking about and improving. But hopefully, yeah, that has helped anyway. Okay. Shall I do the next question?
Yes, let's have a look at the next question. Suman.
So Suman has asked, I want to clarify whether if someone graduates after summer 2021 in the UK, then is he or she eligible for the 2 years post-study work visa? It's actually called graduate route visa, but we know exactly what you mean. It's the 2-year extension. You're right, there's a lot of confusing articles, and unfortunately, I'm not sure we can add too much clarity, because at the moment, we only have exactly the same information as you. So on the government website, if you graduate before summer 2021, you are not eligible. And if you graduate after summer 2021, then you are. As far as I know, the exact date hasn't been published yet. But I would have to double check. So we work with an immigration lawyer regularly, and she's confirmed that this month there's going to be hopefully some more detail about the PSW. But again, it's very general at the moment. So unfortunately, we can't give you any more information than what you can find on the government website.
Yeah. And I think one thing to add is really important as well is about this visa is we hope that you will be eligible. But even though if you're eligible and your plan is to stay in the UK for the long term, which means that you want to build a career here in the UK, then I would say that really make good use of these 2 years because you have less pressure than students before who didn't have it in terms of applying for the job, slightly lesser, but it doesn't mean that you can just kick back and relax. It doesn't mean that you can just sit there and wait and get any job that comes to you, because if your plan is to stay and build a career in the UK for the longer term, then you need to start seeking for a sponsorship for the skill work sponsorship next year, because that this graduate route is a visa. So far what we know is not renewable. So which means that once you've done with the 2 years, if the company that you work for not sponsoring you, at the end of the 2 years, it means that you have to go home unless you find another sponsorship. So it's very, very important that, I want to highlight this to international students. Don't take this as, I got this, because I know that some students, I got this 2 years, I'm really happy. And then I spent these 2 years probably working in Tesco or, getting any other jobs or employers that do not sponsor. Then at the end of, after 1 year, you're actually getting into the same position that you are in now, because application to secure a graduate scheme or graduate job tends to start a year before the actual job starts. So the applications start a year before. So you have this time, make full use of it. So it's really, really important.
Yeah, completely. I hope that makes sense. So I guess in short, if you're looking for a long-term permanent route to staying in the UK, then that's via sponsorship. And if you're looking for just, a couple of years of experience, then the graduate route is perfect. And that's all you need. And
yes,
you may be very, very happy with that. And then you can take all of these great skills and knowledge and return to your home country, in a better position. So it's all about what you want and how you're going to use it. So we have a question from Dinesh, who is working in the IT automation testing industry for 6 years looking to get sponsorship through points-based system starting January 2021. Can you guide me on the ways and possibilities? So I think, firstly, thanks for the kind of submitting that, but we tend to primarily focus on graduates, current students who have limited work experience, who are wanting to get a graduate entry-level role, okay? So we don't tend to offer kind of very detailed advice for people who are experienced like yourself. So you would be positioning yourself in a different part of the job market rather than at the very beginning. So I don't think that we would be the right team to kind of guide you and to help you. We do have some information about the new points-based system, but again, it's very much for and directed to students, who are going to be looking for graduate roles. So yeah, is that right, Jan? I'm just not sure.
Yes.
We comfortably could help you and give you advice.
Yeah, exactly, because our focus is really on graduates. So which means that we have been building up all this knowledge, network, and experience in graduate recruitment, which means that students have very little experience, like a few other students that you posted earlier here, like on the live chat, telling us that you haven't got any experience, very little experience. Those are the students that we specialize in how to help you get a job. And for students that have more work experience, like Anika said, it's a very different job market. So we don't want to give you the inaccurate advice because we haven't built up as much experience and knowledge like we have in comparing to the graduate market. So we are just so much more, focusing on so much more on the graduate market at the moment. So
yeah. We are. Even our team here, our coaches are graduate recruiters, all of them. And it is a very different process from an experienced hiring application. So yes, unfortunately, we can't advise on that. But so we have another question. I think it's quite a good one, from Vaibhav. So I have completed my master's from University of Warwick this month. Is there any positive news for current students after Brexit? Because they're not eligible for post-study work. Students like him, I guess, who are not eligible because he's already completed his master's, but is there any positive news after Brexit from the new points-based system? So I'm going to say yes, there is. So we've had a couple of sessions similar to this, but it's for our students that we work with, that we've done a Q&A with an immigration lawyer who has explained a little bit more about the new points-based system that's going to come into effect on January 2021. And it was interesting, even I didn't know exactly the detail, so she kind of explained it and broke it down. And in short, I mean, there's a lot of information around the new points-based system, but I guess in summary, what she's saying is the entire system is going to make it easier for UK companies to sponsor EU workers, as well as non-EU as well. So UK companies will find it easier to obtain the license and to issue work visas compared to now, where companies can find it difficult. It's quite stressful. There's a lot of different steps, and the whole process is going to become a lot more straightforward. And we're predicting that more and more companies will have the license and will be issuing this work visa. So you have completed your master's and you may be returning home soon and thinking, can I apply outside of the UK? And I would say yes, you absolutely can. Again, and this is a little frustrating, but hopefully we'll have more information this month. there isn't lots and lots of detail around this yet. So we're only really going to know the reality of the new points-based system and how companies, I guess, adapt to it and adopt the new system from January. Okay. Everything that we're saying now is just predictions, but the predictions that we're seeing from lots of different areas, that we've spoken to companies, we've spoken to immigration lawyers, it's all positive. It's all, yes, it's going to become easier. But I think until January, we're not going to know the reality.
Yeah, and one thing that I also want to add is, like, especially for your case, Vaibhav, is that, am I reading the name correctly?
Vaibhav, yeah.
Vaibhav, yeah. Just wanted to add that if you just finished your master's this month, you probably still have a few months left. Depends on, you know, whether it's 6 months or 4 months left on your visa. I would say that keep applying, because you know, even though the good news is the immigration law did say that so far we haven't seen a huge uptake on companies, huge increase on companies applying for license. So you know, like Anika says, it's our prediction. That is, we believe that it will be positive, but there might be a delay. So, you know, might be a delay before when it is going to come. But just for your own plan, regardless of the visa, regardless of the immigration status, you want to plan your career, then start looking into what you can do in the remaining months. So there are lots of things that you can do. I'm not sure if you haven't joined, you know, you're looking for resources, you're looking for like kind of master classes and all those things. We have something called Tier 2 Launchpad that is open to all the students, and you can sign up as a member. You get all the resources that you need to help you, you know, these few months before, you know, if you want to get guidance from graduate recruiters. And we have that. We have a nice community in there that students like yourself could interact with each other and help each other out. And we will be there answering questions as well. I'll post the link, you know, after this on this, you know, come back to this video and then look at the comments. We will post the link there so that, you know, you can find all this information that would help you to move forward. We also done a lot of other group session that you can potentially look up and join us as well.
So yeah, exactly. So we've created this new platform in order to kind of help you with questions like these ones that we're getting today. So it's just an opportunity for international students to get information and advice about next steps, what you know, what you need to be doing, and how to be one of the students who are successful and end up working here. So it would, but again, maybe towards the end we can kind of discuss that a little bit more. But yeah, cool. So Tolu Williams has given a little bit of background. Not sure about where she's switching from, but she's making a career switch to digital marketing. And she's picked up the interest, looking to learn it properly, hence the reason for coming to the UK. Her experience is, experience is in customer experience, looking at the options of getting a job after studies. Please, what options do I have? Thank you. Okay, so I can speak of the current situation and the current job market, because we don't know what's going to happen post January 2021. You know, prediction is a lot more companies are going to apply for the license to sponsor, and they will sponsor. But at the moment, right now, you know, in October 2020, what we'd say is it is quite difficult to secure a job with sponsorship in digital marketing. Okay, and that's why we actually don't cover this industry for that reason. Now, it's not to say that there aren't any jobs, but I think it's more difficult to find than other industries. Okay, you can apply those skills to industries that can sponsor you. So the skills that you've gained from digital marketing, all of those insights, you know, your technology skills, your communication skills, all of these things would be valued, and you would be able to find, I think, a suitable job which comes with sponsorship. But if you're strictly wanting to work in the digital marketing field, then and do some research and have a look into this. But it is quite difficult to find jobs with the work visa. In the past, the jobs that we have seen, which come with sponsorship, usually require a language skill. Okay. I don't know if you've seen those, Jan, but sometimes there's digital marketing opportunities if a student can speak Mandarin, for example. But it is challenging. Okay.
Yeah.
But don't feel disheartened. Again, it's really just looking at, what skills have you developed during your different experiences, and really thinking, how can those skills be transferred to tier 2 job opportunities that are available right now. It's a case of working backwards, looking at what the job market's offering and how you can apply your skills that way.
Yeah, and it's good that, I think the good thing is totally, what you want, that this is the direction you are heading to. So look at, what is the best way for you to get to your goal. That is so important, because then like Anika, where you're heading, then you can work out that where else you can go. That things are changing very quickly nowadays. There are a lot of things that are coming out, but if this is where you're heading, then you will be able to figure out what are the things that you can actually do in order to help you to get there.
Completely.
Yeah.
Okay. I guess it's not really a question, more of a statement. I'm not sure how many new questions we've got coming through, Jan, but the latest sort of statement from Waka is, I have also applied for graduate programs at Accenture, EY, and PwC. These programs are quite competitive and not easy to go through the different process. Yeah, I'd agree. They are popular. They are kind of the top graduate jobs, in the UK. So these employers get lots and lots of students applying for them. So in that sense, they are competitive. But I think you've got to also look at it slightly differently. PwC has a huge number of roles available. Okay, so if you look at the numbers applying and the roles available, you've got a good chance, I think, especially if you know exactly what they're looking for. Okay, we spoke to a student recently. I don't know if, Jan, you were on this session, but it was a session with Rennie, and he's a student who we helped to secure a job at a company called Arrow. And it's interesting because he is now, so he's an international student, he's secured his visa last year, he's been working at the company for nearly a year, and now he's recruiting new students, and it's for their graduate program. So again, it's very, very competitive. And he's saying most of the students, their CVs are not up to the right standards. And he goes, he's getting really frustrated with some of the quality, and just cannot believe that these are the kind of applications that are coming through. And I think that's something you have to think about, and even just making sure that you pay good attention to detail, that you've really, really crafted a successful CV, and it's really exactly what the employer is looking for, then that's already going to put you in the top 10% of graduates also applying for this role. So I think it's not looking at the negative. It's not saying, it's too competitive, I can't apply. It's just thinking, well, actually, these are competitive, but what can I do that other applicants are not doing? How can I make sure that I'm submitting the best application that I can, that I'm really selling my skills and my experiences in my CV? How can I do that? How can I stand out? I mean, already as an international student, you are unique, you're all unique, you already stand out. And don't be afraid of talking about that and highlighting that in your applications, okay? Yeah. Because that's something that an employer will value. An employer like EY, PwC, Accenture, diverse companies who you know, are international by nature, they will value these extra qualities that you bring as an international student.
Yeah. And also I think sometimes, because as an international student, I've been there myself, is because we've been applying to all these jobs so much that sometimes it can feel like you against the system. It's a very mechanical process, but a lot of times it's really easy that you might forget that actually people behind all this are human beings, the recruiters that is reading your CV, reading your cover letter, reading, you know, whatever that your video interview that you submitted. So it is a human being. So the challenge is, how do you connect with them? You know, sometimes we just write a CV just because this is the right thing to do. This is what people say, but we forget what is it that what the recruiter is going through. Just like our student Rennie said that, you know, now that he's on the other side, he used to be the students that submitting all the application. He did a great job, you know. Now, you know, it's really important to see what is, you know, the CV is really not up to standard. Sometimes, why is it so difficult? Sometimes it's not difficult, it's just because you don't know the way yet. That is the reason why at Great Careers, we have a team of all graduate recruiters. We, excuse me, it's not just the knowledge that we want to bring to you, but it's also for you to understand from the point of view as a graduate recruiters. They will be able to tell you that what is good, what is good to them when they're reviewing your application. So by looking into their perspective, it means that your application, it makes a lot of things a lot easier. So yeah, so we have all these master classes that we created are created by these graduate recruiters, so you can actually see from their perspective what are they looking for. So I think that is a lot more important.
Totally. Students always think it's me, you know, it's all about you. It's actually all about the employer and what they're looking for. And just to kind of quickly explain, because some students I think get a little bit confused by the term graduate recruiter. Essentially, it's the person who works for, you know, inside Accenture or EY or PwC, and they are responsible for the recruitments. So they go through applications, they watch video interviews and assess candidates. They also run assessment centres, and often they have the really great job of calling up successful candidates and saying, hey, we really liked you at the interview, we want to offer you the job. So these are the people that we have working with us, because we feel that actually, if you can impress the graduate recruiter who works for the company that you want to work for, then you're going to secure your job offer, because they are the decision makers. Okay, they're the ones assessing you. Yes, I don't even remember what the question was. I think we must have gone on a bit of a tangent there. Okay, so we have a question. Again, this isn't really something that we cover, but it's the Tier 1 entrepreneur visa. Have you guys seen such cases? I've come across a few students who come to us about the entrepreneur visa. Sometimes they do it as a kind of backup. So if, you know, not able to secure a job in the UK with the Tier 2 visa, some have asked about the entrepreneur route as well. Again, this is not something that we cover at all. The government website has got information about this, so I would look there, and also ask your university. They should definitely be able to support you and give you some more help. I know that the visa is going to change. I think I think what it's called is going to change. Do you remember Gina was talking about how there is going to be some changes with this? So
yeah, I think the key thing is, I think if I'm not mistaken, I think there won't be any tiers anymore. There won't be like what we have now, Tier 1, Tier 2 visas. So they changed the categories of the visas. So I think that Tier 1 will be replaced by multiple different visas, so as Tier 2. And some of the tiers will not doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure about the starting a company thing, because they have been changing it quite a bit for the past few years. So yeah, at the moment that I think we're not the best person to advise you. We don't want to give you the wrong information, because I know that they've changed it quite a lot, redefined the categories and all that.
Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. So hopefully you can get more information either from the government website or your university.
Yeah.
That would be
university could be a good one, because I know the existing visas is that they can sponsor you, but they have very, very few. They can only sponsor like 20 or something, or 30 students. So very, very competitive. So I think it's even more competitive than getting a tier 2 visa. So yeah, so that is what you can look into, from university probably.
Baybab has asked for us to post the link.
Yeah, we'll do. We will
at the end, which we will.
Yeah.
And Tolu has asked, does web development fall into a demand occupation? And again, I think there's just a confusion here, and I might be mistaken, but we work with international students on a tier 4, and if you want to switch to a work visa, you don't have to apply only to jobs that are on a shortage list, okay, or that you don't have to. So you are exempt from that. I don't know if you're an international student on a tier 4, in which case you will have to think about those things, but tier 4 student visa holders don't have to just apply to jobs that are on the shortage occupation list. Okay, hopefully that's a nice quick answer. Jim, I have completed ACCA F1 to F9. Is there any chance of getting a graduate job? How much charge? Thanks, Uday. I've been trying to access your website. It isn't working.
Uday, I have just posted the link of our website on the chat, so maybe tried it, and it should be working. So it should be okay. Tried it and let us know.
Yes. Sorry if it's not been working. Not really sure why, but essentially we have different options for students on different budgets. Okay, so it also really depends on you and whether we can help you. So what are you studying? How long do you have left on your visa? What kind of jobs are you interested in? There's quite a few different things we need to look at. So the first thing that would be very helpful is for us to see your CV. Okay, if you want to give us a bit of a background, that would be even better, but you can email your CV to hello@gradcareerscoach.com, and we can send you an information pack which has all of our details about our one-to-one coaching programs, and also your next steps. But Jan is also, I don't know if you have already, is going to include a link to our online platform, Tier 2 Launchpad, and you can find all the information on there as well. So.
Yeah, and I really want to check. I want to just add is that because as you know from today's live session, we want to help as many students as we can. That's why we have designed all the different programs that are suitable for students that has different needs. So like Nika said, we have this platform called Tier 2 Launchpad that you can join, and you can get access to masterclasses, resources, templates, community, talking to other students, helping you answer any questions. It's very limited that we can do from the live chat here. We want to help student like yourself, Jim, but there's only this much we can do. And also the next thing that we can do is, apart from the CV that email us, is that if you want a little bit more a little bit more interaction, a little bit more in a small group, you don't want to go for the one-to-one yet, you want to go for the small group, we also have a group coaching session.
Yeah.
That is tomorrow, and then next Thursdays as well. So we can also post the link here at the comment after this and the description, the comments. So after this live, you will be able to have a look at it. We charge a fee for that. But you can join. It's a small group, only 5 students, so we have a little bit more time with you. Maximum 5 students, sometimes 2, sometimes 3, depends. So we can have a little bit more time with you and look at a little bit of your question, the unique situation that you are in. So that is a lot better. With these things, it's like Anika said, everything is so every student is so different and so unique. It's about helping you so that you can shine through and so that you can stand out among all the application. So it's very hard for us to give a blanket comment that would be able to be suitable for you. So for example, you are doing ACCA compared to other students that are doing another master's in accounting. It could be completely different because of just one different factor, like work experience, language that you offer, your mindset, all those things. So we will help you with that. We'll give you a little bit more. If you want something a little bit more, then come to our group coaching session. And like Anika said, we can also, once you send us a CV, then we will be able to also send you the one-to-one coaching programs that we have, which you have support directly from the graduate recruiters, helping you with every single steps as well. So everything, it depends on what you need and what you want, because every student is different. Some students don't need that much, I just need a little bit here and there. Some student needs really one-to-one session to coach them, so to help you to go through the process.
100%. So in Tier 2 Launchpad, which is our online platform where you can gain information, advice, you can also access, I think it's 3 to 4 live Q&As every single month. For this month, because the price is going to go up, it's £47 a month. Okay, and it's a price for founder members. And we are group coaching, because I think Jim asked for some of the charges. So our group coaching sessions are £75, okay, but they are for a 90-minute group session. But if you're a member of Tier 2 Launchpad, the group coaching sessions, the 90-minute group coaching sessions, are just £47, okay? Again, the link to Launchpad will show you that, so you'll be able to see exactly what it includes. And also, Jan, if you can add some links for everybody to the group coaching course as well. So we only have 2 left this month, and we haven't released our November dates yet. So just watch this space.
Yeah, watch this space. And also, I think we don't have much time left. I think what is the key thing is, like, there are so many resources. We're trying to put as much information out there for you as much as we can, but there's such a huge area that is every student, so we're trying to cover all the topics that we have. So we're trying to help you as much as we can. And so I think there's another question from Jim. I said, do you have offices in Birmingham, Manchester?
No.
No,
unfortunately, we don't. We're a London-based firm. We have in the past done a lot of events in Manchester, because I was a former student there, and I've got quite a good link with the university, and the city, I just love going back. But even for our London workshops and events, we have now moved everything online, okay? So even if, the students who are based here and working with us, it's all virtual now. And the reason why is our workshops are very interactive. It's going to be quite difficult to socially distance those. We want to keep you safe, and of course ourselves and our team. So definitely for the remainder of this year, the services that we provide, the group consultations, the group coaching course, they will be virtual. But I think there's actually a really good benefit to that. And the reason why I think it's a benefit is UK employers are now running their entire recruitment process online. Okay, so it's very rare that you're going to be invited for an in-person interview. It will usually be a video interview. An assessment centre will be virtual. So the more you can get used to formats such as this, and used to presenting to a screen on Zoom or any other platform, the better. Okay, so I do actually think in some ways, you, as international students are looking for jobs, I think you just have to get used to this new virtual world, because even your graduate job that you'll be starting, it's likely to be mostly online, because that's what we're seeing with our current students at the moment. That they're starting all virtually. Okay, Uday has said, please update your website as soon as possible. Thank you so much for this. We will do. That is on my list.
I have just checked. Oh, what do you mean by update the website? As in, is it because you haven't got access to it, or is it you want to look something you want to look at something new? Or I'm not sure, because I just checked our website's working. Everything is working, so it should be all right. I'm not sure. Maybe you can check your internet or your browser. I'm not entirely sure, but I would suggest, I don't know what to tell you, because it works from here.
I've just checked on Google Chrome and it's fine. Have you checked on Chrome?
Yeah.
So there are some, I think, downloads that maybe need to be updated. But again, just get in touch with us. I mean, you send us your CV by email. We can send you our kind of information pack and just answer any questions. So just get in touch, I'd say.
And I also just posted the link on the live chat. If you're watching now, if you can't get onto our main website, the link is to our Tier 2 Launchpad. So you can at least go to the Tier 2 Launchpad straight away, look at what the Tier 2 Launchpad is all about. And if you want to sign up, there's a link that you can join there straight away. So so that's it really. I mean, it's our first live, and our first YouTube live. We want to do a lot more of this. And thank you for all of you that tuning in and also asking all those questions. I think it's really, really important. So I think any help, like Nika said, like you learned today, there's so many ways that you can get in touch with us. And also there's so many ways that you can get help from us, from in the platform to group coaching to one-to-one. We cover everything for you. So if you need any more information, go to our website. And also in this comment, tell us what kind of topic that you would like to hear more, and so that we know that the next live, we will be able to to focus on those topics that you want to understand, because otherwise we won't be able to otherwise we won't know what you need, because everyone is different, every student is different. So tell us what you need. And thank you, some of you, Suman, thank you for your very nice comment. We're trying to do our best to help all the students. So so tell your friends, tell everyone that who are graduates in the UK, want to secure a sponsorship job and build a career in the UK. Tell everyone, subscribe to our channel, share with people our YouTube channel. We will come on here more live. If there are more people coming here, we know that people would benefit from it, then we will do more of this. So tell us more about that. Tell us what you need, and bring more friends, because the more people here, which means that we will be able to talk to you more often.
Brilliant, thank you. I think you've summed up everything. But I just want to say, thanks for turning up, taking the time out and asking some really great questions, because some of the questions that you've asked, I'm sure other students would have found interesting and have learned from as well. So we just really appreciate it, and we're going to be doing more YouTube live. So watch this space, but subscribe to our channel and you'll get a notification about our next one.
All right.